Are you a machine manufacturer? Are you having problems with your gearboxes? Does it have oil leakage issue? Does it have noise issue? Does it have vibration issue? Then you have done a mistake while selecting a gearbox. Let me tell you 9 parameters while selecting a gearboxes. Hi, I am Harsh Solanki and my company's name is I-koneec Motion Solutions. We provide gearboxes, motors and drives for customized and standard applications. One of the point is load on the gearboxes. There are multiple loads acting in the application and on the gearboxes while running. Loads like axial loads, radial loads and multiple other loads. Is your gearbox capable enough to sustain that type of loads? So you have to select the gearboxes by calculating those loads. The loads mostly will be calculated in kg per lb or Newton meter. Once the total torque or the load is calculated, then we have to select the gearbox as per the torque requirement. So first you have to select the gear application and its torque, then you can select the gearbox accordingly. Second point is operating time of the gearbox. So in period of 24 hours, how many hours your gearbox is going to run? If it's going to run 8 hours, if it's going to run 16 hours or it's going to run 24 hours. So you have to select the gearbox or mention it to your supplier the period of time your gearbox is going to run, because it will affect the internal dynamics and the selection of the gearbox. Third is start and stop or play and stop of your gearboxes. For example, period of 1 hour, how many times your gearbox is going to start and stop, because the motor attached to your gearbox is running at around 1500 to 3000 rpm. All the loads that the gearbox is carrying will stop suddenly and it will affect the gearbox dynamics. So before selecting a gearbox, you should know in period of 1 hour how many times your gearbox is going to start and stop. So another point is the direction of the gearbox. So there are 3 type of movements when it comes to gearboxes. First is clockwise, second is anti-clockwise, and third is clockwise and anti-clockwise both. For unidirectional applications where your gearbox is going to move in a single direction, it's called unidirectional. Second is the gearbox that is going to move in both directions in such applications such as indexing applications. So while selecting a gearbox, you have to know the dynamics of the gears. For example, planetary gearboxes are very suitable for both movements. Worm gearbox have anti-clockwise mechanism in it, which won't allow it to go in the reverse direction. So while selecting, you have to fit this criteria into your application. Another point is the accuracy of the gearboxes. Not every gearboxes need lower backlash. For heavy industrial application, lower backlash are not required. But for automation and robotics, lower backlash gearboxes are required. The backlashes range from around 50 rpm to around 0 backlash in the market. So selection of the backlash and the accuracy requirement for your application is very crucial. You should also know that the lowered backlash gearboxes are very expensive as compared to standard backlash gearboxes. So standard backlash gearboxes are very cost competitive. So you have to take care of the backlash requirement of your application. Another point is the position of your gearboxes. So there are around 6 to 9 positions your gearboxes can be placed in. So you have to define the position of the gearboxes so that there is an air plug installed inside the gearboxes, which will help to maintain the pressure between the outer surface and the inside surface of the gearboxes. If the wrong position is being used, there can be issues of oil leakage and extreme heat issues. Another point I want to highlight is that there are different types of attachments of gearboxes. When it comes to the output of the gearboxes, there are output options such as solid output shafts. If your machine has a hollow shaft in it, the other option is shrink disc. If your gearbox doesn't have a keyway and your machine's shaft doesn't have a keyway, you can always couple it with string disc or a coupling. Another point is environmental condition of your application. So if you are into cement industry, if you are into pharma industry, or you are into food industry, you have to know the environmental condition of application or where your gearbox is going to be placed. If the application is very dusty, or application is very poisonous or hazardous in nature, you have to select the gearbox accordingly. A standard gearbox won't be able to survive in such conditions. We have to use a special type of oil seals, bearings, outer casting of the body inside gears to survive in this type of environmental conditions. So don't ignore the environmental conditions of your gearboxes or of your application and select gearboxes as per your application. Another point is gearboxes for food and pharma industry. So mostly in food and pharma industry, the type of gearboxes we provide is washed down environment gearboxes or IP69K gearboxes, where the application and the complete machinery needs to be washed down after a period of time, and all the gearboxes and motors and other electrical instruments should be waterproof and IP69K certified. If you want to have if you're having that type of application where your gearbox is going to come in contact with water or any other chemicals, you have to use a IP69K gearboxes and motors. So these are the factors we provide you, basic factors to select your gearboxes. If you need any technical help while selection of your gearbox, or you are not sure about what type of gearbox or motors you are going to use in your application, please get in contact with us on the details given by the end of this video. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.